There's something quietly revolutionary happening in our backyards, balconies, and window boxes around the world. People are growing gardens again, not just for beauty, not just for food, but for sanity, sustainability, and soul. In 2025, it's time of smart homes, AI assistants, and digital everything. The act of planting a seed and watching it grow might be one of the most grounding things we can do. Today, let's talk about why growing a garden right now in 2025 is one of the most powerful choices you can make for yourself, your community, and the planet. The return of the earth. We live in an age of convenience. Food shows up at our doorsteps in 20 minutes. Groceries can be ordered with a swipe. We can talk to AI about nutrition, but most of us have never actually grown what we eat. And yet, something inside us misses the connection. During the pandemic years, millions of people started growing gardens for the first time. Tomatoes on the porch, herbs on the window sills, lettuce in old plastic tubs. It wasn't about becoming farmers, it was about feeling human again. Fast forward to 2025, and that instinct has only grown stronger. In a world of fast grow ever growing something slowly with your own hands feels like an act of rebellion. Because when you plant the garden, you reconnect the time itself. You learn patience, you learn circles. You remember that growth doesn't happen instantly. It's okay. Why gardening matters now. So why does this matter now more than ever? Because modern world is disconnected from nature, from community and from meaning. We spend hours staring at screens. We rely on global supply chains for even the simplest things. And yet, the moment we put our hands in soil, we remember that we belong to something ancient and real. Growing a garden isn't just about food, it's about agency. It's about taking a small piece of the world and saying, I can nurture this. It's a way of healing for ourselves and the planet. And when you grow your own food, even a little, you reduce waste, you cut emissions, you eat seasonally, mindfully, and gradually. You stop being a consumer, you start becoming a caretaker. The 2025 Garden Revolution. Here's what's exciting about gardening today. It's not just happening in the countryside, it's happening in cities, rooftops, community lots, and even in small, smart indoor gardens. Technology hasn't killed gardening, it's transforming it. We now have solar powered irrigation systems, vertical gardens for apartments, and AI assisted apps that tell you exactly when to water or harvest. But the beauty of it is, you don't need all that. All you need is soil, seeds, sunlight, and consistency. Because the real revolution isn't technological, it's philosophical. People are realizing that in an uncertain world, with climate changes, inflation, and digital fatigue, growing your own food is more than a hobby, it's resilience. What a garden teaches you. A garden teaches you everything the modern world tries to make you forget. It teaches patience, it teaches humility, and it teaches gratitude. There's something as simple as a ripe tomato can feel like a miracle. It reminds you that life moves in seasons and that dormancy too has purpose. And maybe most importantly, it teaches you hope because every seed is a promise, a tiny leap of faith that says tomorrow will come. In a time where headlines feels dark and uncertain, this kind of hope matters. The garden is a form of resilience. There's a quiet power in growing your own food. It's an act of independence, of peace, of resilience. In 2025, as the world grapples with new issues and resource scarcity, Most people are turning to regenerative practices, composting, seed saving, pollinator gardens. They're saying we can be part of this solution. Every home garden, every community garden house, every patch of wind flower for bees, it all adds up. A garden might not change the entire world, but it changes your world. And that's where real transformation begins. Mental health in the garden. Let's talk about the mind. Study after study shows that gardening reduces stress, lowers anxiety, and improves focus. It's mindfulness in motion. You don't have to meditate on a cushion, just step outside and water your plants. Feel the texture of the soil. Notice the light shifting across the leaves. Breathe in the smell of growth. Breathe in the smell of garden growth. In 2025, when so much of our life happens in virtual space, the garden is one of the few places left where we can just be. No notifications, no comparisons, no algorithms, just life, pure, patent, and growing. Start small, grow wise. So, how do you start? Start small. Plant herb in your kitchen window. Grow a single tomato plant. Try lettuce in a container or flowers that attract bees. You don't need acres, you need intention. Because the magic of a garden isn't in its size, it's in its care. Every time you water a seeding, you voting for a slower, saner, and more connected world. And maybe that's what we need right now. A reminder that growth doesn't happen through control but through care. In a digital fast paced 2025 world, growing a garden is a way to slow down, to reconnect with what's real, what's active, and what's always been there. So go outside, touch the soil, plant something today. Because when you grow a garden, you're not growing food, you're growing hope. If this inspired you to start planting, share it with someone who might need a little green in their life. And if you are like most more stories about growth, resilience, and mindful living, subscribe and stay rooted. Because in 2025, growing a garden isn't just an activity, it's a movement.